Hey everybody, welcome again to Price Tag Aquariums. Thank you for stopping out today. It's been great so far uploading videos, and I want to give you guys an update on my fish fry operation. No, I don't mean frying fish and putting them in a pan and eating them. But I wanted to kind of give a little bit of an update as to my operation and what I do. So right here behind me I have a 40-gallon breeder. I've had these Kenii for about 3 months now, and I did strip the female of the eggs. There's about 17 of them in there, and I've been raising them since. So they're just about 3 months old right there. These are golden bunas or Radis. They are hiding right now because they seem to be doing that whenever I get real close to this tank. But the Kenii seem to be doing just fine. They're friendly, they're happy, and they're healthy. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be taking these fry that I had stripped from the last female Kenii I had, and they're just about ready to come out. So this is my 10-gallon tank that I'm going to be taking that egg tumbler with the Kenii in it, and I'm going to be placing it into this tank and feeding it, and hopefully getting these fish stronger, healthier, bigger, and hopefully raise them up and making them look as good as the other Kenii tank is. So, let's see how this goes. I would like to apologize in advance for that buzzing noise you hear in the background throughout this video. That is an air compressor that's going to 6 of my tanks. So that's what that's for. Well, it seems like there was a few casualties in this, which is kind of bound to happen whenever you do this fry operation. Every time that I usually strip the female of the eggs, I always get the best results. You'll get higher numbers, but in this process you always have a situation to where you'll probably have a few die. I actually have a dragon blood upstairs that's holding as of right now. So for the first time, instead of stripping the eggs from the female, I'm going to remove her and put her in her own tank as kind of like a spa, if you will, for her, and just let everything happen naturally and see how the count goes. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to turn out. This is also a learning process too, so it seems like every time I do this there's always a surprise here and there's always something that's like, I wonder how I can do this differently. The last time I had my female dragon blood hold, she ended up having like some odd 50 eggs. And this is how they have turned out so far. Now, don't mind the tank, it's not very appealing per se. This is actually a tank that I had and it started leaking. So I just went to the local Home Depot, got some silicone and just went through the spots that I thought could have been leaking. And since then, it's been holding water. So, I mean, it's doing its purpose, it's working, and that's works for me. I have this newborn fish. Hopefully the camera will focus on here. It is called newborn fish, ultra fresh, micron shrimp patties. It is slow sinking, and what you do is you just mix it with a little bit of water and shake it up. And that's how I've been raising my fry since. So I just put a little in here, just kind of shake it up. Just add it in. Hopefully the ones that are still alive will eat and they'll get raised up. And if not, we'll go from there. I've also had a lot of mollies from my live bearer tank upstairs, and I've been putting them in this 29-gallon tank that I've actually moved from upstairs to downstairs and replaced it with the 46 bow front. So this is how they've turned out so far. And these guys are actually doing really, really well. But it seems like mollies are pretty hardy fish, so whatever you do with them, they're pretty good at surviving. Now here I have about 32 roughly golden mbuna, or aratus as you can also call them, and these are the ones that are stripped from a female as well. And these guys are probably about 2 months old. These are in a 20-gallon long, and I would say here in about maybe in a month or less, I'll probably end up putting them into that 40-gallon breeder, so they have more room to grow and hopefully be healthy for the many months to come. Now here, they're hiding as well because these guys are fairly new. They're probably about a month and a half old. These are the Kenii that I stripped with my last female. Unfortunately, it kind of got picked on in my tank a little bit too hard and it did pass away. But this is what's left over to carry on. And I hope these guys do really well. I've really enjoyed the Keniis that I've showed you in this previous video in that 40-gallon breeder. Here's probably about, I would say, 20 more mollies. I mean, these things they just produce like rabbits. So once these guys get a little bit bigger, I honestly could probably put them in that 29-gallon as well. But let's see what I do with these guys. Now these golden mbunas, the tank is a little bit dirty right now. I had to get a new filter for it because I don't think the sponge filter is working as good as I want it to. So with that being said, these guys are actually about a couple months old, and I'm hoping to move them into the 40-gallon tank as well. But they seem to be coming out a little bit more since I've done a water change. The tank actually used to look a lot worse than this, so I'm gonna have to change my filtration up a little bit to make this look a little bit better. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm hoping that you enjoyed this content. I've been wanting to share a little bit of my fish fry operation for quite some time. So here's my operation and what I do, and I'm hoping to improve from here and keep going with this. Any helpful tips, suggestions, things you like, didn't like, leave me a comment and we can talk about it. I want everybody in the fish keeping hobby to be able to help each other out and learn from each other, keep all of us in this in the long run, and that way, you know, we want to keep everything on a positive note. And that is all I have for you today. I hope to see you again on the next one. Price tag out.